Hello, I want to take just a moment to share with you that our organization has been doing more audits for school districts than ever on resources they currently have or resources they're considering adopting. This seems to be kind of a new thing for many of the organizations that we're working with. So we are currently working with a school district that is getting ready to adopt a new resource. So, in their resource adoption process, our organization has developed for them a rubric on how to score, and part of that rubric is standard alignment. So, here I want to share with you that on the left-hand side, we have all of the standards written out here, and this is for sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. And then what I've done is I have gone through and mentioned how many times each standard is taught or is in this particular resource in a unit per unit that it's available. And so then I go through and I color code showing the school district, if the amount of times the standard is taught aligns with what research says the students need to have access or be taught exposed to something 5 to 7 times at minimum to see transference in their independent learning. Now, what I can do when I do this work for districts and our team does this work is we can talk about the trends that we notice across grade levels. Some of these resources are in what people consider green on some reliable different sources that people go to. But you can see that even though the standard might be taught, it may not be taught enough at enough depth or on standards that are high leverage standards. Now, when I work with school districts, we think this information is important, and we believe this information is important not because we don't believe that a school district should purchase a resource, because we do know that we need resources to support us, but we believe this information is important because you need to be able to make a plan on what we're going to do to make sure that the standards are taught enough times. What we run into as well is when we do these resource audits is that oftentimes we'll explain that the way the standards are taught aren't hitting the entire standard or at the level of depth that a student would be assessed on it on their high stakes assessment. And so that information is important for a school district to know. We're able to do this because our organization has unpacked all of the state standards thoroughly. And so we completely understand we aren't doing what organizations do, a keyword search and then say it's aligned, or a keyword search and try to sort of align it. We're able to tell you whether it is or it's not, and then give you some tips so that as you're going through this process, you can make sure that your students and your teachers have resources in front of them and a plan in place so that they can be successful, and you're not having to purchase resources every 5 years or so, which is typically what we're seeing happen. I hope you found this helpful.